shebang, we are back. From Tignes Val Claret here in France, this the Winter X Games Europe 2011. The pinnacle of action sports events, anytime under the sun and on top of the snow. We have got the fans lining up. The men's snowboard slopestyle finals. The keys to success, Kier?
As we talked about at the top, the tricks, the execution, but for me, it's the young guns. Our field is stacked with 17 and 18-year-olds that have completely changed the sport. It's not like a new chapter in the book, it's completely a whole new book and a way to look at snowboard slopestyle. So
many of the riders possessing a quartet of double cork tricks.
Yeah, before it was like you need a double cork. Now you need to do the harder double corks. And is it blind or is it not blind? We'll get into that later, break it down. But yeah, it's all about double corks.
Well, the beauty of the slopestyle course is that it's looking at you're looking at the test of the rider's skills. You're taking the jumps, but you're also getting this new phenomenon crossed over from skateboarding, the urban aspect, and rail riding. So the technical wizardry on the rails is sometimes a little bit hard to comprehend, like spinning a 630 on or a 450 out and landing on the rails backwards and shifting your body weight all over them as you slide, and basically riding what seems like ball bearings. I mean, completely off balance on this odd terrain element. I mean, if you haven't tried rail riding, let's just say don't, all right? Because the parks are designed for you to get started, but it is difficult to get to be good, and there's a lot of these athletes that are coming off of injuries. They pay the price to be stars in action sports, all right? So let's take it slow, take it easy. If you're out there in the terrain parks trying to get better, we're stepping up to the top. This, the first run in the men's snowboard slopestyle event, Winter X Games Europe 2011, really the culmination of the season in France. This is the second Winter X Games Europe, and Cody Bone is going to be the man who starts it off for us. He has made no appearances prior in an ESPN X event.
Yeah, one of the many rookies that we're going to see today, and as you brought up at the top of the show, it's more of a super final, 2 runs instead of 3 because we had to bump the elimination round. So all these guys now on the stage to be able to throw down and go for gold. But we're going to see a lot of rookies that are trying to change the sport.
Yeah, the main thing about that is it's an opportunity. Many of these riders you'll see have not been to an ESPN X event before. Well, now they have a chance for the medal straight away. They don't have to get through the traffic, which is normally the elimination round, and have the top established pros take those spots away from them. They now are on the equal playing field getting started. And again, this is a 2-run, go for the gold competition here. Winter X Games Europe, one of the most prestigious events to win anywhere on the planet at any season. Winter X Games Europe. Cody Bone from Waynesboro, Vermont. Waynesboro, Virginia, and he has moved to Breckenridge for the 2011 season. We've got 6 sections on this course, and it starts off with 2 rails we call the drag strip.
Nice 270 on, you were talking about it. A lot of spinning on and off of the rails. The key to is to maintain your speed for these jumps. With the double corks, you gotta have enough speed to be able to throw the 2 full flips and then the rotations.
We've got a rail section, a jump, and then 2 rail sections in a row. This, the rail garden, thought he caught his tail getting on there.
And that was a sweet, hard way onto the rail.
First of 2 jumps, the king, followed by the queen. This is where the riders try to get the big points in the royal court.
Coming in switch. Going for the switch backside 900, not able to get it around. You got to send it deep into the landings to allow yourself more air time to do the full spins.
Yeah, the kind of distance these riders will be doing, especially when they're doing some of the higher level tricks. There's a 55-foot, 60-foot distance between the lower 2 jumps from the takeoff, and they're going well into the 80s. This is the top jump we call the apprentice.
He started off with a nice backside 900, locked in the grab, full commitment with the head spinning. And at the bottom there, you can see his head had stopped the rotation, so he wasn't able to get the full way around as he was anticipating.
So the judges absolutely scrutinizing every little element of their run. We don't want to see anything touching the snow besides their snowboard. When it comes to landings, both feet hitting at the same time. So that run, the best possible score is 100. He is less than halfway home, all right? 45, but currently in gold medal position. So quickly for Cody Bone's parents, they're shouting out the press release. My son's currently in gold medal position at Winter X Games Europe. We move to the top. Roger Clivedal from Norway finished 4th at the Burton Global Open Series this year, and that is no easy feat. Started off in border cross, a shared course, 4 athletes on the course at a time, sometimes even 6. But he's decided to, you know, fight the rails and the jumps and not other athletes.
And he qualified for the men's super pipe tonight, so he's got a long day ahead of himself. Nice 270 on board slide. You can see him in a tuck position trying to maintain his speed.
Solid landing. That's what I was talking about. 2 feet hitting, no sketch, no brakes, not at all, just perfect landing.
And this being the super final, as we were talking about, with only 2 runs, it changes up the strategy. You have to go for a winning run right off the bat, in my opinion. You only have 2 chances as opposed to 3.
Maintaining speed.
Nice front side 900. Now coming in switch. Switch backside 900, meaning he's taking off backwards, spinning 900 degrees of rotation. That's 2.5 full spins. But we're yet to see the big double corks that we were talking about at the top of the show.
Well, this run marked by solid landings, if you ask me. He really put everything down on the 3 jumps. He landed squarely. On and off the rails, what do you think? Technical?
Yeah, he had a nice front side blunt there and continued around the same way, but as we said, it's a full combination. You got to do some double corks off the jumps, and then you have to also be technical in the rail section.
Well, the big story is all about the young guns who have pushed the level of riding to pretty much unimaginable heights in just a short time. So for Roger Clivedall, it is so hard to be included rather than get booted as the field moves at light speed away from you. Are you with them?
Yeah, there's never been a divide like there is now. You either have the tricks or you don't. Before, you could add another rotation, you could slide around another 180, but now it's a full commitment to flipping a whole nother flip.
Well, now at the top, another Norwegian rider, Alexander Ostrang. He's out of Rikken, Norway. 0 appearances once again. He's an ESPN X Games rookie. Alexander Ostrang, let's see what he's got. He took a big air win in February at the Burn River jump. Started riding when he was about 10. Wants to thank his grandfather for that because grandfather delivered him a snowboard. Good vision on the grandfather.
Yeah, you gotta hook up your grandson.
Yeah, and here's with great toy, the snowboard.
Ooh, and a nice rodeo 900.
So that rail he jumped on about 3/4 of the way down the rail. And what the judges are looking for is a more top to bottom use of the rail.
Yeah, just like that. 180 on, took it all the way to the end and spun off. It's exactly right. You have to be perfect on every single feature. Nice cab 900. Coming into the queen. A lot of speed. And a frontside 1080. Lands it like it's his job.
Big spins from Alexander Ostrang. We saw off-axis 900 to get things going, the 900, then the 1080. Good jumps.
And this, the backside 180 on, 360 off. But yet, with lacking the double corks, we are not going to see this score up in the high 80s or 90s like we will in the upcoming riders.
And again, we are just looking at our 3rd rider in the field of 23 riders today. Good landings and flexing the P-Tex on that board. So the 2 Norwegian riders slapping hands. Alexander Ostrang waiting for his score from the judges. And that, you know, he's halfway through. So that is, it's a do or die situation out here in this field, demanding the best. An 80.33, so just getting into the 80s. He is our new leader. It is Roger Clivedall in second with a 58 and a mistake-filled run. And Ostrang not having the real big tricks that the judges are expecting to see from this talented field, as we see Seppi Smits, a man who is your reigning slopestyle world champion, FIS world champion held in January of this year. So this guy can deliver under pressure.
Oh yeah, he's one of my picks. He took second at the Oakley Aaron Style, which was Sean White's contest.
Seppi Smits out of Belgium on the rails, and look for perfection out of this run.
Coming in switch. Switch backside 900, now going forward. Nice front side board, spinning out the hard way, meaning that his board has to clear the rail as spinning out.
That's the hardest rail feature of the course, the 15-foot gap between rails.
Coming into the last two jumps, winding up. Going for the 1260. Can he get inverted twice and not able to?
Looks like coming up a little short on speed for the Queen, our final jump, but the King, he definitely muscled around that final 180 to land cleanly, and he needed all the airtime he had to make sure he got to his board.
And let's take a look. The switch backside 900 at the top, locks the grab in. Gapping from one rail down to the box, switching it up in between. And then at the bottom, backside 1260, locks in the grab. It's all about keeping your head rotating. Once you take off, it's full commitment.
Spots his landing, but maintains the rotational energy through his body. Sticks the landing, looks like he's about to over-rotate and jams on a toe side edge. Heavy pressure on his back foot to stop that board from sliding through. That's the sort of prowess that a good level, top-level rider can do to hide any sort of mistakes from the judges, maintain down the course. Two things: he maintains his speed, and he just protects his angle of attack from the judges, make it look like he landed straight. No upper body rotation, great edge control. We are waiting for Seppi Smits' score from our 5 panel of judges, and they are all pros in the business. Representing Belgium, again, the reigning 2011 FIS World Champion in Slopestyle, winning that debut event at the World Championships.
And just with perfect textbook spins. Remember that he hit the harder of the rail sections, taking the rail, gapping to the box.
So if he was going to go, if he had too much air time for that spin, he would have extended his legs, but he didn't have enough air time for that spin, so he had to suck his legs up to his chest so he could make sure he bought some time to allow the board to travel and get that final 90, that final 180 finished. We go back to the top. Ethan Morgan, Smits, your current leader with 89, still not in the big money numbers, best score of possible 100. Morgan's been a world traveler before he became a snowboarder. Born in Japan, in Okinawa, lived there for a few years, spent 4 years in Virginia, and now calls Mittenwald, Germany home.
Just turned pro this year, finds himself as a rookie here on the stage of Winter X Games Europe. Nice rodeo.
Hand touch, that's something that the judges are gonna be like, you know, that wasn't a complete move.
And a nice front blunt, 450 out. And very technical there in the rail sections. Needs to now throw some big tricks here in the royalty section. And backside 720, that's 2 full rotations. He needs to up the difficulty here. And that's just, you know, 2 720s. We saw some of the ladies throwing out the 720s. If you want to be up in the mix, you have to throw out the bigger tricks. We just saw Seppi throw a 1260 just to show the level there and the difference in the difficulty of the rotations.
And we saw him throw a 1260 with no invert included. Some of the bigger tricks are actually, you know, the 900s and the 1080s, but they include 2 inverted flips in the middle of that. So we are looking at basically planets apart there in the trick difficulty, but we got to congratulate Ethan Morgan from Mittenwald, Germany on his first run. He gets 4th place with a 51.33. We have got many riders yet to go in the super final of men's snowboard slopestyle here at the Winter X Games Europe 2011. Be sure and stay with us. We'll be right back. A pretty obvious confluence between rock and roll and riding and rolling. It is the men's snowboard super final of Slopestyle from Tignes, France. This the Winter X Games Europe 2011. I am Kevin Delaney. With me, Keir Dillon. Keir Dillon, can you say you are stoked to be here?
Oh man, are you kidding me? Men's Slopestyle final. This, more than any other aspect of snowboarding, has just changed so much, and I'm blessed to be sitting in the booth here, getting ready to watch some double corks be thrown.
All right, so we are set to step up. We have what's called a super final today, and the super final is because the eliminations rounds were eliminated because of course conditions. Yesterday, we moved all the riders here to our final, and they take 2 runs instead of 3, as Nick Julius out of Sterling, Massachusetts, this first time at his Winter X Games appearance, and I'll tell you what, he's under some big pressure. This field is so stacked.
Yes, it is, but he does have some double corks. We haven't seen someone throw it out yet, and I hate to keep talking about it, but it is just that big of a trick that you have to have it in your run.
So he went to Waterville Valley Academy, and he wants to give a shout out to Bill Enos, someone who was a competitor when I was competing back, basically an Alpine star, but he knows how to coach snowboarding. He's produced a lot of top talent. Nick Julius on the first of 2 final jumps cannot find the perfect P-Tex landing, but still has speed.
Going for the frontside 1080, and as you said, just not able to set it down clean, and it's imperative that every single landing is perfect so you can maintain your speed top to bottom.
So Nick Julius, 17 years old, definitely one of the young riders, but not considered one of the young guns that are developing a whole new, almost new vocabulary in slopestyle, the way these guys are riding. Great athletic skills to maintain speed after buckling on that toe side edge. Still able to find some air on his second and his last jump. Flexibility. It's 17. It's the fact that he's 17. He's just rubber. Well, you know what? It's a fact of training, being in shape, taking care of yourself, being prepared for contests.
Oh, it's real war out there, and these guys are true soldiers, laying it on the line every day to progress our sport.
Spencer Link from Corona, California, another rookie at ESPN X Events, 20 years old. Excuse me, we are looking at Bergener, Pat Bergener from Lausanne, Switzerland. The 2010 Swiss national champion, but again, an ESPN X Event rookie.
Coming in, locking into the rail. He could spin, nice switch backside spins, up the difficulty there. Onto the D-way, taking it all the way to the end. 360 out, coming into the royalty section, look for some big tricks. Oh, going for the backside double cork 1080, fully committed and upside down, breaking the access twice, but you can just see how important it is to have your speed and have the pop and explosion off the lip to be able to do 2 full flips and 3 full rotations. Up top, half cab onto the D-way rail, and then there it is, flip 1, flip 2, fully committed, and just appreciate how dangerous and difficult that trick is.
I actually don't want to, especially personally, but I know that this guy is letting it all hang out. So the real estate coming up too quickly for his landing gear. And I'll tell you, Pat Bergener of Switzerland, the youngest snowboarder in the field at age 16, gonna have to do some little recovery. Not sure if he really, you don't use the chin as the third wheel in the landing gear down here. You have to land that squarely on the feet. Coming up next, Spencer Link out of Corona, California. Turned pro at age 16, now 20. He is a college student, and he tries right now to get everyone else in the class to pay attention as he starts his clinic.
Nice frontside 720. 270 onto the rail.
A little bit off balance on the exit. We really are scrutinizing perfection right here.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have a stacked field. We're not even halfway through yet. So there's a lot of good riders still to come. And the cab double cork 900. And just like we said, you have to have that explosion, and we're going to see the riders that are able to pull that off. You'll see in their legs the pop that they get off of the lip.
Yeah, the strong leg strength, even though they're short of a little bit of speed, they can throw two huge boosters out of their thighs and get a lot of spring and pop, it's called. You can just see them throw it. That in combination with the rotations coming out of their upper body is what puts this the multi-directional, multi-axis spins together and gets them right to their landings. So our current leader is sitting with an 89. That is Seppi Smits. Currently in 7th with a 24, Spencer Link resides on run number 1. This the best run of 2, so Link needs to go figure it out, get the chalkboard out, possibly grab one of his newfangled technology devices and work it out. Jamie Nichols, age 17, he's out of Great Britain. He came in 3rd at the Aaron Style in Innsbruck here in 2011, but he again is an ESPN X Events rookie. A lot of times, you know, we have eliminations for a reason. A lot of times only the best of the best get into the finals. Right now, all 23 riders into the finals are most talented riders yet to come at the end of the start order.
Yes, but as many rookies have proven before, if you just lay down a solid run, you can walk away with gold.
And this format with the cancellation of the event yesterday is offering that opportunity to step up. You get the chance now, the one you asked for. Many of these young riders just say, give me a chance, I can do it.
Well, here is your chance. Can Jamie pull it? Double cork 1080. Not able to pull it, but going for it.
So the sun coming out, a lot of times with the temperature rising, the course can slow down. They have to stay on top of what's happening with the what they call waxing of the snowboarder, if you're unfamiliar with the speed techniques to gain the preparation of the boards.
And there's another look at the backside 1080 double cork. Pops it once, dips the shoulder, dips it again. That's 2 full flips, 3 full rotations. And just lacking a millisecond of air time to get his feet back underneath him.
But every rider going down the same course, he needed more speed going in or more pop coming out of that lip, and that run would have been much better in the score category. He ends with his 30.33 as we go to the top. Stale Sandbeck, he was here last year in Slopestyle at the Winter X Games 2010. He finished in the Super Pipe. He finished 11th there. And he won the FIS Junior World Championships in Slopestyle last August.
Nice front blunt at the top. Stale looking to make some moves on the rails.
Big Scandinavian crew here in Slopestyle for the technical tricks. Stale Sandbeck out of Norway.
Here's his opportunity. Can he get the pop the other riders were lacking? Backside 1080, gets it around. Spinning the opposite direction. Frontside 900 and just lacking, and it's very difficult to pull out your best trick that you can pull, but then also impress the judges. So sometimes it might be better just to turn it down just a notch and get a nice run under your belt.
Which I have to say goes against your strategy at Winter X when you only have 2 runs. Winter X Games Europe, the conclusion of your whole season, you don't have the 3-run chance to work it out. You've got to deliver right now and put some pressure on the other riders.
You have to deliver, but in delivering, you have to land your run.
Yeah, so he's taking a risk. He will not get a high score with less of a trick. He would have gotten a higher score for a cleaner run. Does that boost your confidence? Does that help you You move forward, it's all in these riders' head what their game plan is. He settles for a 43.33. Good enough for 6th at the moment, but not good enough for our Norwegian rider. We see another Norwegian, Yarman Bråten, out of Drammen, Norway. Broke his left collarbone this December at the first stop of the Winter Dew Tour. The first day back on snow was January 10th. Now, practicing for Winter X15 in Aspen, he caught a toe edge and broke his left collarbone again. So he is on the injury list and fighting to stay on his feet because he does not want to slam that shoulder one more time.
Into the nice cab 900, taking off backwards. Now going natural direction forward. Getting technical on the rails. So far, a great top section. Can he finish it off here at the bottom?
Trying to get as much speed as he possibly can. Here comes the double cork.
Frontside double cork 1080. Drops a hammer, needs to back it up right here on the Queen. Oh, double rodeo 900. A little bit of a hand touch, but the first landed double corks we've seen, and he went back to back, and then at the top had a 900 and did very well on the rails. That should be the new leader.
Seppi Smits is currently your leader with an 89, but I think Yarman Bråten has just opened up the 90s. Out of Norway and representing 2 solid bottom jumps and a virtually flawless rail section. We are seeing some action taking place here at Winter X Games Europe 2011. So we are seeing the Scandinavian stepping up to the top of the podium. I think he's happy with that run. You know, he really did show that he muscled those last few tricks out. Like, regardless of the speed and the airtime he's going, he knew he was going for those tricks. He's new, you know, and then he just did enough core strength and things to get him through and land on his feet. You don't sit, you save it.
Yeah, it's all, like, as we've been talking about, it's all about exploding off of the lip and just snapping into it and proving that the double corks can be done on these jumps.
Now, remember, he's dealing with these double collarbone breaks. This guy's my new hero. It's like straight out of the infirmary and stepping up, just saying, let me do it, let me go, you know, give me a shot. And here he is delivering. So time for some baguette sandwiches for our fans in the snow. Sun coming in and out of the clouds, but lots of fans. This is a long course, so the fans are spread all throughout. You know, the fans at the top, fans on the side of the hill, fans at the bottom. Later today, women's skiing super pipe final. We're going to have Jen Hudak in the booth with us there. And that was a nice Caradu at the base of the slopestyle course. She's a bronze medalist from last year. 74 Ooh. For our Mr. Bråten, who we thought would be much higher than that. We have our current leader, Smits, with an 89. So Yarman Bråten is only a 74, so we are going to have to see what the judges are thinking out there as well as we take a look at Seppi Smits' nice hairdo at the top. There's a look at his face. He is in the rider's tent getting ready. And there's your look at your leader right there. Some big stylish runs. When we come back, the continuation of the first run in men's snowboard slopestyle will be here. At the bottom of the course. So Ulrik Badersjø of Norway waiting for his score. He's the first person to land a 16.20, 4.5 rotations. Did that off a moderate kicker, so I mean he really put the spin on it. That was back in 2009, so there's someone at the forefront of progression as we go up to the top. Jeremy Thompson out of Hunter, New York, riding for Flo. Stratton Mountain School, Vermont. He's in the same class as snowboarding legends Danny Davis and Louis Vito, who we'll be seeing in the men's snowboarding Superpipe Finals. Louis Vito qualifying solidly for that event. Check your local listings to find when that event comes on. Our final event at Winter X Games Europe 2011 men's snowboard Superpipe. And right away the rail slaps Jeremy Thompson right back and says, sit down.
And that is so unfortunate. He is such a powerful rider. I used to ride half pipe with him. Now he's focusing on the slope style, and he's got all the double cork variations, the switch backside double cork 1260, which is one of the hardest. And just like that, off the top, it's a throwaway run.
Well, he's got some hate. He says he hates rail riding. The rail just said, really? I hate you. Right back at him.
And there is a nice backside double cork 1080, just a practice trying to get his speed dialed in for the next run.
And really, we're seeing some speed getting sucked out of the transition between the king and the queen. Just a lot of riders losing speed, even though it doesn't look like they ran into any braking maneuvers in between the jumps.
And up top, just as he is coming off, nice and stylish in the air, his back was facing down, and it's all the feeling, just lacking that 10 degrees of rotation to be able to ride away smoothly.
And just coming up a little bit, the ground coming up too soon on that double cork. Currently in 14th, run 1, 12.66. So the last few riders filling the back end of our leaderboard. Snowmobile ride to the top. Of course, the athletes well taken care of. Winter X Games Europe. P2 Peroinen. Now here is a guy who's got a long resume. He's 20 years old. Out of Finland. He earned a silver at the Winter Olympics in 2010, finished right behind Sean White, and let's see how he can destroy this course.
Yeah, an amazing half-pipe rider, but now focusing on a slope style. Got first at the Aron Style in Munich, which is a big event. Looking to lay it down here. Nice switch backside 180 on, 180 off. Nice front side, lip side, and just accentuating all parts of his run here.
Carrying good speed for the king. Well past the knuckle.
Oh, backside double cork 1080, sending it deep. Can he maintain his speed for the queen?
Well past the knuckle. Excellent. So 2 jumps connected at the bottom. And, you know, more of the subtle technical tricks on the rails because he entered them switch and did things that kind of hide from the person that doesn't know the tricks really intimately. He did some technical rails as well.
Yeah, nice front side, lip side. Then down here, the backside double cork 1080. And as I said, like, he has bigger tricks, but pull the ones out that you're able to land on this course and hopefully find yourself at the top of the leaderboard.
He grabs tail here, reaches for another board grab in the middle of that trick. It looked like trying to impress the judges with the style. P2 Peroinen. He won the 2011 Burton Global Open Series. And of course, in history for the silver medal at the 2010 Olympics in Vancouver in the super pipe. Judges have their work cut out for them today because there's so many riders coming at them. You know, normally we see just a select group in the finals. They get 3 runs. The judges can kind of scrutinize their riding, seeing them over and over. This time only 2 chances to witness a rider, but 23 different names. And it's now we're getting to the end of the leaderboard where all the big names are stacked up. 71.33 for Peroinen. He is currently in 4th. Our top rider is Seppi Smits. Our defending gold medalist, Eric Willett, from last year at the Winter X Games Europe in Slopestyle. Let's see what Willett can deliver when we come back. So we are back to Tignes, France for the men's snowboarding slopestyle, and we are getting to the end of the start order in run 1 for the men's list. 23 athletes on hand to deliver the goods for our panel of scrutinizing judges. I'll tell you what, our current leader is Seppi Smits with an 89, and we are looking for some serious talent to be delivered here in our last 7 riders to go. I'm Kevin Delaney, along with Keir Dillon in the booth. We've got Luke Van Valen down in the corral. And what I want to have you guys do now is log on to Facebook. I know you got multiple media machines right in front of you. Log on to Facebook. Go to facebook.com/xgames and give us a like for these riders. If you like the way these riders are handling this course and you know how much work it takes to get to this level, just click on a like in support of the riders and the athletes at the Winter X Games global family here, the Winter X Games 2011 in Europe. Tina France, our gracious host. Thanks for everyone that supported us throughout the week. Incredible, but it's Mark Morris that Keir Dillon knows a lot about.
Yeah, Mark McMorris, I mean, he found himself in second place right behind his friend Sebastian Touton at X Games 15. This kid has a backside triple cork 1440. We won't see it today, but that just shows the talent that he is blessed with. And he's got the whole package. He can do it on the rails, and clearly he can do it on the jumps.
Well, when you want to talk about technical and perfection, he's one of the guys that are just really rattling the cage. He is the established pro. And
the nice cab, double cork 900. Normally that's a 1260, but opting for the 9. Backside double cork 1080.
Silver medalist at Winter X15 in Aspen in slopestyle.
And up top, nice half cab, 180 out. And there's his cab, double cork 900, meaning he takes off switch, dump trucks it over once, twice, completely upside down, full commitment. Now Sepe had a nice backside 1260, but I'm hoping that McMorris here with those two double corks is able to take him down.
And referencing there, Seppi Smits, our current points leader with an 89, and the likes of Mark McMorris out of Saskatchewan, Canada, with the type of technical tricks we want to see from all the riders. And he's putting it together in a course that's challenging the riders to link it all together just because of some speed issues and really, you know, the strength of the upper section, but being able to finish strong with the final two big jumps.
Yeah, and it's all about being perfect. Yarman was held off of first place. He had a little hand drag in there, even though he did the double corks, and Peitu sketching at the top a little bit. You need that perfect top to bottom like we just saw McMorris do.
And a huge score comes in from the judges. They reward him with a 95.33 out of a possible 100, eclipsing the field and distancing himself with the type of tricks that Keir just called as the tricks we came out to see. Now we are at the top riders in this field, and Mark McMorris is followed by Chaz Guldaman. And Chaz Guldaman out of Reno, Nevada. True veteran when it comes to slopestyle. This guy is so limber and Gumby.
Oh yeah, one of the hardest working men in snowboarding. He used to not be able to have the double corks. He's been around for a while, but was able to completely reinvent himself, as we just saw there with the double rodeo. Very technical rider with big spins and armed with a lot of weapons and bullets.
He's really been at the forefront of the progression. I mean, he's one of the guys who's been pushing it for years. He's always coming up with something new, never settles.
And going for the cab 1260, huge rotation, now coming in forward. Backside 900 now, lacking the double rotation, a little bit of a hand drag there on the queen. You can see Chaz right here dumping it over once, twice, double backside rodeo 900.
Solid.
Getting technical on the box. And then the cab 1260, holding the grab all the way around, setting himself up for the backside 900 off of the last jump, the queen. And
you know, Chaz joined us last year at Winter X Games Europe. He finished 5th in the slopestyle and currently in 2nd with a 92. So our last two riders able to deliver and take over the top of the leaderboard. Sepe Smits lived there for quite a while, but we had our last two riders jump up and bump up. One of the top riders in the field, no doubt, Sebastian Touton. He goes by the name of Toots, and we have got to hear from him about heavy
Now Olympics is going to be, slopestyle is going to be an Olympic, so I feel like everybody's just pushing the slopestyle so much, and you can see like this year just blow out, and everybody just trying to learn as many double cork as you can. There's like Torstein Ogmo, Mark Morris, Chaz Goldeman. All those guys are pushing like really hard on the slope course, and they're really consistent. Because it's not about like if you got like 10 double cork, but you can't do it consistent, you're never gonna win. But if you can have like 5 double cork, but you land it every time, it's mean that you're more consistent than everybody. So the one who's gonna have the more double cork and the more consistent is gonna win pretty much everything.
So, Sebastian Touton, one of the true leaders of this next revolution of riders. Touton, McMorris, and Kotzenberg all hovering underneath legal age. Touton at 18.
And did he just say if you have 10 double corks?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, you were talking to me about that before. It's because, you know, you can have 4 in the 1080 world, 4 in the 900, so you're already up to 8.
And as that, it's unbelievable. I mean, and as that graphic showed with the youth, back in 2001, the average age was 26. Then in 2006, it was 22. Now in 2011, the average age for the podium is 17. The progression of the youth and them just pioneering this space is unbelievable.
Well, I guess we can say that the younger generation is not just sitting around playing video games.
Frontside double cork 1080.
And he put the hustle on that one.
One of the harder 1080s, as he was talking about. You got to choose the right ones that are going to impress the judges.
So his nickname is Toots, and he is seriously blowing the horn when it comes to the air sections.
And a beautiful cab double cork 900 coming in forward.
This guy is aggressive, throwing it.
Backside double cork 1080, not fully breaking the inversion access there, but that was a beautiful, beautiful run, and he is stoked.
Run number 1. He has been chilling in the rider's tent for more than 45 minutes waiting for his chance since he last practiced. Comes out of the gate, just clears his nose from clipping the bottom of that rail, and he goes big for the judges.
And the last jump, backside 1080, fully committing and showing why he was able to walk away from X Games 15 with a gold medal.
What a weekend he had in Aspen. He got second at the Big Air silver medal and a winner of Slopestyle there just a few months ago at Winter X. Sebastian Touton making his first appearance at Winter X Games Europe. He's coming off a year of injury, and he seemed to be like the rider to beat the year prior to that with a big mix of tricks. Then he takes a whole year off with injury. A 98, we are getting towards perfection, I'll tell you that. The best possible score, 100, your new leader. And we have seen the last 3 riders stepping it up each and every time. So what can possibly come next? We still have 4 riders yet to go, and 3 of them are last year's medal winners. Marco Grilk, right now, he is your Winter X Games 2010 Slopestyle bronze medalist. And crazy, he had an 8-year gap before his first Winter X appearance in 02 and his second last year on the rails. He is from Slovenia, Marco Grilk.
And after just seeing what Sebastian Touton threw down, he just raised the bar so high.
Only 3 riders remaining, and it is all about the medalists from last year. This are bronze medalists, and we will be backing it up with Kotzenberg and Willett to close down first run. Huge,
huge backside double rodeo 1080.
Oh, and coming up short, losing speed in between the transitions there from the King and the Queen. And that was one strong run again happening. So the streak of stepping it up rider to rider has just ended. Marco Grilk delivering some solid performances early. And really you can see the light. Total shadows this time on this run with the spotty sunlight.
Yeah, and piecing it together, a backside double cork 1080, full commitment. And you can see too, that as we talked about earlier on with the shows with the double corks, a backside double cork 1080, when you come around your last rotation, you are able to see the landing. What we saw out of Sebastian Toutant there was a frontside double cork 1080, and you come in completely blind. And that's how he was able to make up those 3 points and take the lead over McMorris. So McMorris needs to change his double corks and make them a little bit more difficult.
Well, it's incredible. Both our current leader, Toutant, and our silver position right now, McMorris, they're like best friends, ride together, train together. So, you know, these guys are now at the top of the leaderboard. Here's a real young phenom, Sage Kotzenberg. Kotzenberg, currently calling Park City, Utah home. He broke his left collarbone, Winter X Europe 2010. Difficult injury to recover from, but he is back and he's been having a season.
Nice 1080, locking it in.
He's one of the riders pushing progression. He landed the first ever cab double cork 1440 early this year, early February.
Yeah, that was a lot of spinning and commitment.
It's just a mouthful. Cab double cork 1440. There's so many things going on in there.
Going for the cab double cork 900. Just not able to get his feet under himself.
And he is our silver medalist from last year, Winter X Games Europe here in Tignes, France. So he will have to rely on his second run to get just through the thinnest of margins between Toutant and perfection. Toutant, our current leader, sitting at the 98 out of 100. Currently in 15th, he grabs a 30.66, and that does not even register for Kotzenberg. That's just, those points mean nothing for him. Coming up now, our defending gold medalist out of Breckenridge, Colorado. He won the last event before showing up here. That is the Burton US Open in March, held in Stratton, Vermont, the longest running snowboard competition on the planet. He really kind of, you know, came on strong last year here. He delivered some really incredible tricks perfectly.
Oh yeah, and a nice spin there. Notice the pop though. What Sebastian Toutant and Mark McMorris were able to do is explode off the lip. Pay attention to if he's able to get the same amount of pop that those guys were able to get.
And that just buying them just a little bit more yardage so he can pull the bottom half of their tricks together and get those big numbers.
Coming in switch here. Switch backside 900, sorry, 1080. The frontside double cork 900. Two great tricks. It'll bump him up nicely, but yet still needs harder tricks and more explosion off of the lips.
So our defending gold medalist, Eric Willett, delivering two strong, high-level difficulty tricks on the bottom two jumps. But our top two positions right now held by good friends and Canadians, Toutant and McMorris. An unbelievable record-setting high score. Seb Toutant with a 98. Eric Willett awaits his score. Breckenridge, Colorado, definitely a freestyling mecca, and Willett representing. He learned to switch backside 1260 double cork just weeks before Winter X15 in Aspen this year. So these guys are just relentless, never stopping their progression and pushing it. Willett knowing that his run wasn't, you know, incredible strong, but he seems really stoked with his final two jumps.
Yeah, as you said, it was a good, solid run, but what we've seen out of the top three guys, I don't think it's enough to crack into that.
Our current bronze medal position, Chaz Guldeman with a 92. We see Seb Toutant there, our current leader, with a 98. Sebastian Toutant. That could be a score that lasts for years as the highest scoring point total in ESPN X Events history. Excuse me, 98.33, 96.664 for Willett.
Wow.
And it was Chaz Guldeman who had the highest score, a 98.33 in eliminations in 2010. So we've got some scores at the top. When we come back, run number 2 from men's slopestyle.
Wow.
Welcome back to a true winter wonderland high in the French Alps. Tignes, France, host of the Winter X Games Europe 2011. Snowboard men's slopestyle stacked up like this. Out of the possible 100 points, Sébastien Toutant with a 98. Defending gold medalist Eric Willett now with a 96.66, just moved into the medal position, splitting up the best friends of Toutant and Mark McMorris, sitting in bronze medal position after run one with a 95.33. What a cluster at the top of the field. Barely any room for the judges to award extra points. I mean, 98 out of 100. We have seen a 98.33. That's our highest score in ESPN X Events men's slopestyle snowboarding history. Currently, Cody Bone starts it off.
Cody sitting in 12th right now, looking to up his placement. One run under his belt, he should feel a little more confident now. Lay it all out there. This is the last run, last chance to make an impression on the judges.
And again, this is a super final. Normally the finals are 3 runs. This time the whole field gets 2 runs and their chance at the medal. So Cody Bone having a run not as dynamic as the leaders right now, but maybe having the run of his life, because so far he has landed everything.
And a solid run top to bottom, backside 1080, the rodeo. But when people are throwing out the tricks that Toutant and Willett and McMorris are, you really have to step it up.
22 years of age, first time at an ESPN X event, and this a global stage.
And when they show the slow-mos, pay attention. See if he's grabbing his board. See how long he holds his board for. That's exactly what the judges are looking for when they're giving out these scores.
He seems happy with his run, no doubt, having a good time. He will be sitting down for the rest of the day, as this is a 2-run final, and he's just completed his second of 2. So he is the first spectator in our field today. Cody Bone out of Waynesboro, Virginia, with the improvement after run 1, but good enough for 11th, 54.66, 11th at this stage. 21 more riders set to drop. Roger Clivedall, who's qualified for the halfpipe, we'll see that show right here. Check your local station for when that airs. Men's Superpipe final this evening. Clivedall from Norway, currently 10th.
To a nice frontside board slide. It's been a while since these guys have taken a run. Trying to remember the speed, the focus.
On and off quickly there, sort of a too much push, and he almost jumped over that rail.
Yeah, it's important to ride them all the way to the end like that. Now coming in forward. Frontside 1080 and just legs buckling. Looked perfect in the air.
Yeah, it did. Looked fantastic.
Not able to set it down.
So the frontside rotation for you, just getting used to the snowboarding skills here. He's starting his rotation, opening up his chest to the direction of travel. Backside would be he was closing that down and showing his back to the first rotational direction. But that run, you know, an improvement on his first run for sure. Roger Clivedall might be saving some energy for the big freestyle maneuvers he needs to deliver under the lights to cap our event in men's snowboard superpipe. Roger Clivedall, 58 is his score for the day, 27.33 his score for the second run. Not happy with the love from the judges. He will sit in 10th for the moment.
I might, so I'll take
Magical conditions from Tignes, France. We are so happy to be here as part of the Winter X Games Europe 2011. I'm Kevin Delaney along with Keir Dillon. We will be checking in with our resident alien Luke Van Valen down in the corral. We are sitting in the midst of run 2, the second of 2 runs to determine who will be our medalist in men's snowboard slopestyle. Our current setup is this: Sébastien Toutant with a 98. Pretty commanding lead right now. I mean, that is a big score, best out of 100. Willett in second, our defending gold medalist, and Mark McMorris currently in third. Pat Bergener out of Switzerland, excuse me. 2010 Swiss national champion in halfpipe, and he is a winner X Games Europe rookie.
Another one of the rookies trying to make a name for himself on the stage. And you know, some of the rookies that have really done that is Travis Rice back in the day, came in, blew minds. And you know his career now, he's one of the best snowboarders on the planet. Shaun White was able to come in and make a name. And then Sebastian Touton, winner X Games 15, changed the sport. So as a rookie, you come in here, it's a big stage. And if you can step up to it, you have a promising career ahead of yourself.
Well, you can see on the leaderboard there, he's currently in 20th, so he's got big room for improvement. And going down is why he had the low scores on run number 1. Only an 18.33 was delivered for him on his first run. He should improve on that score because he made it further down the course. Pat Bergener out of Lausanne, Switzerland.
Having a solid top, but unfortunately going down at the bottom on the double cork. He's just not able to get his feet under himself. The last tuck, trying to suck his legs in, and no dice.
I'll tell you, he held that grab for until his board actually touched the snow. So commitment there. He gets an improvement, like I said, but not by much. 18.33. He improves to a 22. We go to the top. This is Spencer Link out of Corona, California. Again, an ESPN X Event rookie, currently in 19th, sitting on a 24-point total from run number 1.
Spencer, he had tried to double cork on his first run, not able to pull it off, but yet showing he's got what it takes. Front side 720. Remember, this is the finals. This is the last run. You have to pull out the big maneuvers.
I'm sure lately he's been studying for some finals at the Riverside Community College, where he's working on business and marketing. Just hangs on to his edge, just maintains position on his feet, but with that friction required to stay in an upright position, he loses speed. So Spencer Link rocking the Signal snowboard. Again, a rookie at ESPN X Events under the blue skies in Tignes, France. Tries to impress the judges and comes real close to locking down a strong top to bottom run. Waiting for his score, his first run at 24. He grabs a 26.33 to move him into 19th. Again, just a small addition to his total to take home. And you know, the last two riders, they're probably leaving Tignes with more disappointment than being stoked on their delivery. Anytime you make a fall, of course, these riders far above their fall. From Great Britain, this is Jamie Nichols. We need to shake off the voodoo that the course is delivering right now and try to get these riders to complete the 6 features and get some scores in the judges. This is a huge throw, and he lands it, so he's on his way.
Nice 1080. Jamie went down on the double cork 1080 last run. Looking to get a full pull here. Getting nasty in the rail section.
You know, that was key that he got off that clean, because that dictates the speed going in, and this is his big maneuver right here.
He's coming in with a lot of speed. Oh! Double cork 1080, and the last rotation, full commitment, full upside down, and just not able to get his feet underneath himself, but was for sure going for it.
Fantastic effort, no doubt. I mean, you could almost see that he had, as he left the rail, he was already at the lip of the jump. I mean, he's so determined, like where he's going, just looking for every single ounce of speed he could bleed out of this course.
As you said, comes out of the rail, just drops it into a tuck.
Not one sketch on his edge. He just grabs a rail and points it. And he knew he was coming up short, but still did not falter from a commitment. So Jamie Nichols of Queensbury, Great Britain, 17 years old, 27.66 he is awarded on his second run, but he will sit on a 30.33 and remain in 17th for the time. At the top, it is Ståle Sandbæk out of Norway, placed 11th in Superpipe here last year at the Winter X Games Europe.
As we come through the middle of the pack here, we're just looking for the one rider that wants to make a name for himself.
That's right, who is going to explode out of this crowded field and become one of the 6 recognizable names in this field that have already grabbed gold, silver, and bronze medals in numerous events around the world, that are already featured in the magazines, that can actually say they can make a living from snowboarding. This is the chance for these riders to show up and blow up.
Ståle coming in forward with a lot of speed. Nice backside 1080, holding the tuck for the queen. Can he back it up with another?
Plenty of air. Pushes the rotation and pushes that landing, and he's currently in 13th with a 43.33, and we could see the doubling of that score.
Nice big rotations at the bottom. Locks it in with the 900 up top. And then at the bottom, getting the 1080. And snaps off frontside spin, locks in the grab. You can see him poke it and just snaps it and uncoils at the end for the 1260. So a solid run from Ståle.
So we are looking for, I want to see an 87 minimum on that run. Just double him up, send him home with twice as much as he offered for run number 1. Ståle Sandbæk out of Norway. Currently in 13th.
Well, you know, the judges try and remember what the other guys had thrown down. I mean, Chaz Gudeman sitting in 5th. He had a cab 1260, the backside 900, and a double rodeo 900. So the judges comparing what happened there to what had happened earlier on.
An 84 for Ståle Sandbæk, right behind Chaz Gudeman in the point standings. But I'll tell you, the big difference between points, a solid 8 points separating those two, with Gudeman in 5th and holding on a 92. We go to the top of the course and we say Jarman Brodden, and both of us were impressed with his run last time. Just didn't feel he got the score that he deserved.
Yeah, I think the judges were paying attention to a hand drag, and they just want a flawless run. So if he can tighten this run up, he has the tricks. He threw out the double cork, so pay attention to the details.
He has cracked the top 10 on run number 1, sitting in 8th, and a 74. 24 points behind our leader.
The cab 900, and ooh, gapping, trying to hit the down bar on the rail and totally missing it. So that's like missing
a feature.
Exactly.
Now looking for speed. You know, he can try to make it up, but he's just about impossible to get the points that are missing from blowing off a feature.
And going for the frontside double cork 1080, just sending it too far into the landing. And that was more just for your viewing pleasure at home, as the run was a throwaway, having missed that feature.
Jarman Brodden out of Norway, trying to give it his all. Started off strong, missed a feature, and then goes into this saving maneuver, over-rotates that, and ends up on the fabric. Our current leader is Sébastien Toutant out of Canada. Our silver place position, Eric Willett, the defending gold medalist. In bronze medal position, Mark McMorris. But Sébastien Toutant in the driver's seat. Can he hold on to that? We'll find out when we return to Winter X Games Europe. Epic conditions here in the high alpine region of the Alps, the French Alps. We are in Tignes-Valclair, France for the Winter X Games Europe Snowboard Men's Slopestyle. I'm Kevin Delaney along with Keir Dillon as we see a barrage of tricks and images that have gone down earlier. And of course, you can do this with your own personal video camera. Many of these shots taken from the rider's perspective as they mount the camera on their board, their leg, their helmet, their hand. Incredible the kind of images we're getting from all sorts of action sports with cameras mounted on handlebars and being held on sticks for a different perspective. Incredible surfing shots coming out, like real rider's perspective of being in the tube and stuff like that. So look into those personal video cameras that can mount anywhere, actually delivering video in HD quality. Jerome Mathieu from France. He is currently in 22nd. That is our last place position right now with an 8.33. I can almost guarantee you he will improve on that score. You know, he's tried the backside double cork 1260, and when he did it, he broke his leg attempting it.
Ouch.
That was a few years back, so hopefully that is a distant memory. And already he's definitely eclipsed an 8.33.
Yeah, and I mean, as you pointed out there with the broken leg, I mean, sometimes when you watch it on TV, you see the double corks and they make them look so easy. You forget really how difficult the trick is. And traveling a good 80 feet, being inverted twice, spinning 2-3 rotations. These guys are amazing athletes.
That's no doubt, and they train vigorously to prepare themselves for both delivering the rotations needed, but also to have rapid recovery in case things don't work out the way they plan. And they do it day in and day out.
Nice switch backside 900 at the top, and then putting his hands down, and that'll wrap his day up.
Well, we saw French riders ejected from the super pipe last night. We're going to say goodbye to Jerome Mathieu. We go to the top. Ulrich Baderschert. He has had some injuries, no doubt, but he's also, we mentioned, someone who's been pushing the progression in slopestyle. He's currently in 11th, didn't have the run he's capable of. And what he needs to do right now is just shake it off and start pumping himself up. Like, let's get some rock and roll in this run, because, you know, when it comes to having a good time, he's second to no one.
No, exactly. And in his first run, he was struggling with the speed, so hopefully he can lock into his tricks in a better way and come out of them with more speed so he can pull off the tricks he needs to.
Yeah, some riders really get aggressive as they start the run. Other riders loosen up and start kind of like playing with the beat. And Baderschert goes down right there, and he is going to be probably more on the bitter side than anything else as he finishes his 2-run chance at Winter X Games Europe 2011. Still has half the run to go.
You know, and it was like Sebastian Zoutant was saying with the difficult tricks, it's all about being consistent. Like, you can have your 1 or 2 banger tricks, but you have to be able to pull 6 amazing tricks in a row to find yourself on the podium.
That's right. That's the slopestyle ingredient. You cannot come up short in this level, in this field today, because actually, you know, from event to event to event, many people have brought even brand new tricks than what you saw just a week ago. So at the end of just from January, things have really gotten crazy on progression.
Yeah, and we saw that with Silja in the women's slopestyle. She had done the Rodeo 720, but yet was still lacking the top to bottom perfection that Jamie Anderson had. So you got to work on the whole package.
We saw that this year as well with Sage Kotzenberg, who landed a cab double cork 1440 back in February. So month to month to month, it's pretty difficult to stay up to speed here as we go to Jeremy Thompson at the top, representing New York statewide. Let's hear it for him. He would be a professional motocrosser, he says, if he wasn't doing snowboarding. But here in slopestyle, he's picked the motocross course of snowboarding.
Exactly, and he had problems with that first rail in his first run. Off to a better start here. And as I said, he's got a clean and powerful style. He's got the tricks, he just needs to pull them out. Gapping to the flat box, a line we haven't seen many athletes take.
Sort of transferred from one line over to the middle line.
Backside double cork 1080, flawless. Can he back it up? Frontside 1260.
And he had a lock on that tail. Just put the crab claw right on that on its tail and hung on.
So able to do the backside double cork 1080, the front side 1260. The question is, how was his top half? Did he make up enough points on the rails?
There's a solid landing, and this the final jump. Hand drag, 3-point landing, solid run. Should be an improvement in his score. 12.66 was his first run score, so we will see him jump into the 70s with that run. 98.01 needed to lead today's event here under patchy, cloudy conditions, sun breaking through. So that's variable conditions out here because some people are having bright sun, other people their whole run in the shade. Jeremy Thompson currently in 22nd position at the back end of the leaderboard with a 12.66. And we have 4 riders remaining that are not on the leaderboard. 7 riders total yet to come. Crowd out in forward. What a great day just to be hanging out outdoors. Take a few runs, kick back with your friends, and enjoy the fine spring weather out here in the French Alps. What a great opportunity. Get over here and enjoy a vacation if you can in the French Alps. Just amazing. 73.33 puts Jeremy Thompson into the top 10. He gets into 9th position with that score, and he will leave sitting in 9th at this time. Definitely some shakeups yet to come. Kotzenberg and Grilk both back of the pack at 17th and 16th respectively, and also Peroinen in 11th, so we could see all of them shake up that 9th position Jeremy Thompson just had as we look at one of the top names, P2 Peroinen, lining up the rail section number 1.
And P2 had a great first run, had a few sketches and bobbles at the top, so let's see if he can clean this section up.
What a great piece of edge work to get those feet back underneath his body and keep this run alive. 2 rail sections back to back, so a slow section in the course.
Nice frontside board, 270 out.
Should be pressed for speed right here. He took sort of a left line off that rail.
Backside double cork 1080.
No problem with the speed, easily cleared it. That was magical, how he pulled that out of midair. That's some air awareness right there by Peroinen.
Looked like he was going for the double rodeo, made an adjustment, an audible midway through, and is able to hold on to it.
He's got one of those secret boards that has a base magnet on it. It always finds the snow when he lands with P-Tex down. P2 Peroinen, one of the most talented freestyle athletes on the planet, no doubt. Puts his arms to work, gets that energy in motion, puts his core to work. Does he need to speed up the rotation and add a 180? Does he have to stop it and block it just so he can land on his feet? The guy is absolutely a cat. P2 Peroinen currently 11th with a 71.33. I don't see him getting into the 90s.
Yeah, no, that he saved himself there at the end, but that was not what he wanted to do. But having a great season already, many wins and seconds and podium standings.
Love that look from her. That's called best day ever smile.
Done.
You take it, get a picture going your way, you just got to give it the best day ever smile. It's a step up from just a happy say cheese. Here comes P2 Peroinen representing Finland. And he is going to be a spectator for the rest of the day. Also on hand, I'm sure, to witness tonight's men's snowboarding superpipe finals.
Oh man, Louis Vito, Yuri Polachikov. I mean, Yuri was crazy. He didn't even want to qualify first, it seemed, last night. He's so confident in his riding that tonight he's just going to bring it.
You know, and our shred brethren and sisters, they are going to be represented as well in the men's snowboard superpipe late night, but also the women's ski superpipe. And we're looking to see Sarah Burke see if she can hang on to the kind of season she's been having, dominating women's ski superpipe. It is Sebastian Toutant sitting in the rider's tent up top and comfortably sitting as well on a 98, impressing the judges with an incredible score. When we come back, the continuation of the final runs from Winter X Games Europe 2011. Rocking the rails and slaying the jumps. I'll tell you what, our men's slopestyle snowboarding athletes have been delivering a strong message out here to both the fans and the judges, and we have been enjoying ourselves thoroughly watching what is possible when your 2 feet are strapped together on a single board, snowboarding at an all-new level. You looked at Sebastian Toutant, his winning run currently 98, but he's got one run yet to come. Kier, what are we looking for?
It's all about the variations of the double corks. We talked about it early on. Seb Toutant has been throwing the hardest double corks, and then Eric Ouellette, he had the second hardest, and Mark McMorris the third. So notice how these guys piece together their runs, and hopefully strategically they can up the difficulty and land themselves in the top spot.
So we are looking at some of the top riders still yet to go. Of course, we have Mark McMorris now, who is our current third place position, bronze medal position with a 95.33 out of a possible score of 100. And we have got nothing but big names to come following up, including all the medalists from last year's Winter X Games Europe. Mark McMorris stepping up, only 17 years old, out of Canada.
Yes, and Mark's sitting in the bronze position right now, needing to add a little more difficulty and thrown off his line. Can he regain his composure?
It is so narrow at the top of this leaderboard, just clogged up in the 90s. In 5th place at 92 with Chad Gouldemont. So we saw him exiting a rail and having to set some serious edge work just to recover, and even that is going to take away points.
Oh, and the cab double cork 1260. It's exactly what we were looking for, was him to up.
And he is lying in the pillows of the new snow that fell last night. He tried to recover by setting an edge, but that edge bit and sent him right off the groom slope. He's lying over there, probably with a face full of powder, and that's what he is going to leave Tignes France with in the daylight anyway. It's the champagne powder from the French Alps.
He had me scared. Meanwhile, he's over there doing snow angels, but the cab double cork 1260, trying to lay everything on the line. This is the finals.
It's a, it's a tough way to get a face shot for sure, and in the middle of the slopestyle course, you're not looking for any figure eights, but he sets a toe side edge to try to recover, and that just takes him to the right side. Goodbye. Currently in bronze medal position, 95.33, covered in snow and holding a big smile. Really one of the most progressive riders on the planet today. He gets a 38 for his run number 2, but he will hold on. What he would like to hold on to is the hardware coming out of Tignes, France, but he has got some challenging riders coming up, and one of those riders right now is currently sitting in 5th in the 90s. That is Chad Gouldemont, and he has been the captain of slopestyle for many years.
Yes, he is dominated with big spins, now has the double corks. Needs to add another double to his run. The double that he did was a double rodeo, which is probably the easiest of all the double corks.
Of the 10 double corks.
And there it is again, double rodeo 900.
What can he do? Tail presses his way through the snowy transition and up onto the rail.
All right, last run, backside 900. He's got to add some rotations. And he does.
Great landing on that double.
Cap 1260 to the backside 1080.
He looks pumped up with that, so delivers on some rails, delivers 2 huge jumps, not for any lack of speed. Chad Gouldemont feeling like a giant right now. He's just giving it to the judges. Give it to me. Solid landing.
Chaz needing to make up 3.33 points, upping his difficulty on this run. The judges have their work cut out for him.
How'd he do on the rails?
Buttered into the rails, looked clean, top to bottom, flawless run. I mean, the only way that he could up it would have been to throw another double, but he did do a cap 1260, so extremely difficult.
Okay, his best score in 92. That, typically a contest-winning score, is only good enough for 5th right now. He needs a 98.01. I am going to be venturing to say that he will not get a 98.01 on that run, but he's possibly moving into medal position and knocking out Mark McMorris, who is sitting after his second run with his best score of a 95.33.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna shake up this leaderboard.
Okay, and you know, you've seen the tricks. You have like a photographic memory of what's going on in these tricks. Once again, Kier, we're looking at Jen Hudak coming to join us, so the booth's actually going to get a lot prettier all of a sudden. We've got the women's skiing superpipe final. That's going to be going down. Check your local listings for that, and I'll tell you what, Gouldemond is coming in. The judges' scores are continuing to add up point after point. It's coming on the board, even more points being added to it. It's looked like it's incredible. Chaz Gouldemond, who is currently the highest scoring holder in history with a 98.33. He got that in 2010 slopestyle conditions. He had a 98.33. He put that in eliminations. I am seeing some scores delivered to me early. I'm going to hold off on saying what that is right now because I'm getting word that there's a possibility a 98 already. Okay, so we got an early call from the judges with some score, and I got a little excited there, but we're having a retabulation from the judges. Just to retouch on what I'm talking about, it was 98.33 for Chaz Gouldemond back in 2010. He got that in eliminations. He qualified first, obviously, but he wasn't able to capitalize at that event. He ended up finishing 5th. Right now, Gouldemond was sitting with a 92 after his first run, and he was sitting in 5th position.
Yeah, and like I said, he upped the difficulty. The question is, did he up it enough to take down Sebastian Toutant? And right now, that's what the judges are thinking. They're literally looking at their notes and they're comparing, okay, Sebastian Toutant, frontside double cork 1080, extremely difficult. Cab 900, backside 1080. How did that compare to Gouldemond's cab 1260, backside 1080, and double rodeo 900? Now, I'm throwing out a lot of names right there, but the judges, they know what they're worth. And there it is, 99.33.
Pop, 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 pop. There goes an incredible point total, record-breaking point total out of a possible 100, a 99.33. Gouldemond not buckling in the knees, seeing the score that big. That is almost a guaranteed lock on a gold medal right there.
Hey, nothing's a lock here, especially when you're Sebastian Toutant or Eric Willett sitting at the top. There's not much room at the top there, but perfection can be had.
You know what? We've got 4 names yet to go. Toutant just got moved to 7th. He can find some room. Eric Willett defending gold medals. He can find some room between 99.33 and 100. We've got Grilk and we've got Kotzenberg. What a crowded board this is going to be. And here comes your current silver medalist position, Sebastian Toutant, who just got knocked out of first.
Yes, but he has the tricks to make it up. Little bit of a bobble, and when you're looking for perfection, that little bit of a bobble is going to keep you off of the top spot.
Yeah, when you're going to go to 99.34 and better, we both are going to be falling over backwards in the chair. And that hand-cut drag off the rails means we're sitting in the chair, no problem. So Toutant will rely on a 98. This run not yet over, but we are just now going to be like super scrutinizing ourselves. That's the capper right there. His first run score of 98 is good enough for a silver medal, but the big story is the names yet to come down the course. Riders like Eric Willett, who is defending his gold medal and sees the whole video review at the top, watching the scores go down in Gouldemond's run. They know what's going on. Eric Willett, can he defend? We've also got Marco Grilk. He was our bronze medalist from last year, and we've got Sage Kotzenberg coming up, who's our silver medalist from last year. Sebastian Toutant relying on his first run score of 98. Eric Willett is currently in the bronze medal position, but what a breakout run for Chaz Guldaman with a 99.33. Here comes Grilk. He is one of our medalists from last year out of Slovenia. Definitely aware of who is on the top of the leaderboard and with what. He's either got to have a whole new belt or he's got to pull out his best pieces of ammunition.
Grill gapping. Nice little grab there for style points.
Currently in 16th position. Getting pumped.
Going for the backside double cork 1080. Not able to have the strength to throw it down. And when you see somebody post a 99.33, it's like the equivalent of Kelly Clark having a frontside 1080 in the women's half pipe. It just demoralizes you.
When you don't have one.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Marko Grilk from Slovenia had some serious pressure at the top. I mean, he had to pull out a trick barrage that he just might not have had up his sleeve. So doing his best, feeling the pressure, and buckling up on his second run. Marko Grilk currently in 16th. He should improve on that position. 39.66. If we go to the top, he does not improve, and that is going to bring us to Sage Kotzenberg, who has definitely shown that he has got some mystical powers and able to unleash them in high-pressure situations. He's feeling loose and ready to drop, currently in 17th.
Oh, yeah, he's got a 1440. And let me just break down Chaz Guldaman's run. He killed it on the rails, and he spun 9 full rotations, one of those being a double. So keep track. There's 3 jumps to try to do more than 9 rotations, and then keep the style locked in. Right there with the 900.
Good start. Now that's some poise under pressure. Buckles is binding right after landing a solid rail.
Now coming in, he's got to make up some ground here on these last 2 hits. He does have the tricks. Can he pull them out right now?
Stake on the landing.
Oh, was going for the cab double cork, 1260. And as we said, when you know that you have to throw your best run to win, sometimes the pressure gets to you.
And I wonder if at the top of the course there, he was staying relaxed and trying to warm up mentally and did not buckle his boots getting down after the first feature. He's like, oh my God, my foot feels really loose and I have to find the time to tighten it. Would be more impressive if he actually laced his boot and tied it in the middle of his run, but Sage Kotzenberg might have come with a technical difficulty in the equipment, and that throws off his mental game. He's got a 16th. This, our final rider, currently sitting in the bronze medal position, Eric Willett, the defending gold medalist from Winter X Games Slopestyle 2010. He is not going to be happy with a bronze medal. If he can do anything about that, he will do it right now. Did not come here to get bronze.
No, looking to back up his gold. He has the tricks, 3 points off. Oh!
And he comes up dramatically short on that first jump, trying to get the big number tricks that are going to take away and eke into the space offered between a 99.33 and 100. Guldaman's all smiles because he has just taken this victory, and did he do it with style?
Oh, the hardest working man in the business of snowboarding, and it's just paying off right there. Reinvents his style, shows up Winter X Games Europe, and posts the highest score ever, 99.33.
Fantastic for him to have a previous highest score ever and then take the highest score now. Luke Van Valen, our resident alien, is with Chaz Guldaman in the corral. What do you got, Luke?
Well, I'm here with our winner, Chaz Guldaman. And Chaz, I guess it starts like this: highest score in X Games history in absolutely any event. So how's that feel for you?
Wow. All I can say is wow.
Indeed. Well, so about 0.67 points from absolute perfection, which would be a full-on 100, 99.33. What was going through your head at the start gate?
I just really knew I had to be clean throughout my whole run and step the back 9 up to back 10. And I was really confident in my tricks. I've been working on them all year. I've been going 7 months straight on the road, 2 days off the whole season, so I was ready for it.
Copy that. Congratulations, Chaz Guillemot. You are the champ.
Thanks a lot, Luke. And Chaz, you mentioned Akir, the hardest working man in snowboarding, and that is not pleasure riding for Chaz Guillemot. I mean, he is going somewhere to either work for his sponsors, work for his training, work to perfect his maneuvers. There is your Slopestyle lineup. Chaz Guillemot seriously looking at you, taking that gold medal. Silver, Sebastian Toutant, and Eric Willett stays in the medal this year. What a great performance from him, last year's gold medalist. Kier, your thoughts?
Hey, it's just all paid off, like he said, and he's working hard, but he's enjoying every moment of it, and it was a pleasure to watch him throw down today.
Well, this is pretty much the culmination of the season for the men's slopestyle riders, and Chaz Guillemot takes home a warm, fuzzy feeling wrapped in gold. For Kier Dillon, Luke Van Valen, I'm Kevin Delaney. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in action sports. For more, log on to xgames.com and check on to xgames.com for the events coming up tonight in your area. We'll see you then.